Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the New Nasty Boys. I'm your co-host this morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you decide to listen to this thing, Billy DeVore. And sitting across me from the screen is my co-host.
It's Chris Weir. What's up, Nasty Nation? Welcome to the Fart Dungeon from this side of the river, and on Billy's side, holding it down from Kitty Cat Manor.
Kitty Cat Manor, the DeVore care holding up here in the Jack and Suites, aka my office.
Yeah.
So we have 2/3 of the tri-state area covered right here.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. We don't know when this freeze and rain thing was gonna start, so we're just like, let's just do it. Let's just do it online, baby.
Yeah, we have the technology. Don't need to mess with it. So yeah, we're gonna do it this way for right now. It's gonna be a quick one too, so it made sense.
It's a short, not a lot happened, just a few things, and then pulling from some past things that happened. And yeah, man. So how was your week?
It was pretty good. Pretty chill. Watched the movie. A recommendation of yours. Watch Saltburn. Me and my mom decided to just hang out. You know, my mom, she loves a movie with a good dance number and swinging hogs. That's what she's really into. So
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
Lauren and I watched that.
Oh, good. That's perfect. Yeah. Me and my mom watched it, and then she was like, "You're not allowed to pick any more movies for movie night."
Yeah, if you haven't watched that, that is not one you want to watch with any family members of the faith.
No.
It's man, there's some scenes.
There's a few, and like I don't mind being uncomfortable, but that one was pretty borderline uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like I was shouting, like, no, no. There was multiple times where I'm yelling no and turn like the way you would like watch a horror movie when you're a child. Like I'm covering my eyes.
Yeah.
Shame.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing. What I do when I get super anxious, I just pull my hoodie up. And it was like, and I just could make the whole time.
Character.
Oh God, yeah. It was but it wasn't it like beautifully shot though?
It was so good. I really liked there was a lot of symbolism in there. Good story. I like the way they went about telling it. Yeah, very beautifully shot. Yeah, it was a very nice film with a lot of disturbing elements scattered throughout.
Yeah, that's
it's
a very
like,
polite. It's a polite way to put it. Very disturbing elements.
Yeah. That's a very polite way to put some of the stuff we'll probably talk about here. It did feel a little bit like initially like Hogwarts kind of means Get Out for a minute.
Yeah.
But dude, I really liked it. What was your take on some of those moments?
My thing, it was like a horny Brewster's Millions.
Oh, okay. That's a really weird twist on Brewster's Millions.
Yeah, he's just like a tiny, shy white dude who just wants a mansion, and instead of it being Brewster or, Richard Pryor trying to spend money, he's just that guy. Yeah. He's just, doing disgusting stuff to try to get to the top.
Yeah.
I loved it. Some of it, a little too much, obviously spoiler alert, but you've had enough time. Everybody has Amazon. Okay. You've been drunk and you've had to order stuff that you didn't need. Then you wake up the next morning and you're like, what the hell what did I order? And you check your front porch and you're like, I didn't need slippers.
Yeah.
It's just, so everyone's had a chance and then the world has talked about it. It's time to go see it. And I was playing this game a couple weeks ago and I brought it up and I think it is definitely time to play it. Marry, Fuck, Kill.
Okay.
The 3 controversial scenes. Marry, Fuck, Kill, the tub scene, the
vampire,
and then the grave. What? Why those balloons?
What's that secret word? The vampire.
Mary?
Balloons shoot up.
That was so weird. That was like, what are we celebrating? Some guy just drinking some seed out of the bottom of a tub?
It's like this new Saltburn thing. You know how they have like certain widgets like promoting things? And you talk about licking semen out of the drain of a bathtub. Balloons shoot up. It's a celebration.
What
Little
is
emoji.
what is celebration? Oh yes, okay.
Campaigns. Shoot
Okay.
images.
Tub, vampire, grave.
Okay, marry, fuck, kill. Of
Mhm.
those three, oh, with kill, I'm going to go with the thing that's already dead. It's in the grave. It's going to be the easiest. It's going to have to stay down there. That was probably the one I shouted at the screen the most. Like, just
Yeah.
do it. It's also the building of the pacing of that scene. It's
Mhm.
also beautifully shot. But okay, kill the
Okay.
thing that's already dead, the grave scene. Fuck the tub. Just it seemed like it was all very sexual and creepy. And I marry the vampire scene because I mean it's currently already in the repertoire. So
Yeah.
why would I change?
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
those are my answers.
You got your vampire wings at a very young age, and you found out, you know what? Daddy's gonna fly.
I got my vampire teeth at a young age. My bat wings. Got
You
my
just
bat wings.
you were at like your third or fourth Halloween, and you got those little like plastic vampire teeth. You put them in, you're just like, I like the way that this like gums taste after I take them out.
This is pretty fun. I like nickels now. I want to lick batteries.
Yeah.
That's the
You just
kid
get
I am.
you just get so horny every time you pass a coin star.
Oh goodness, sweaty palms turn me on.
Oh, buddy. All right. For me, you have to kill the vampire scene.
Okay.
Because the way he just, then the rubbing, and then my thing is I could see the smell, and I was like,
Mm,
no, no, thank you. I was like, well, I did the whole guttural, just moved. I made me physically ill.
and the way she was really digging it too, like she was all about herself. And it's a very ancestral family. Not that they were related, but she was like, you know what? I like everything about my family, my blood, all of this shit. Oh,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Talk about blood relative, am I right?
ooh.
And then the white dress that threw it over the white nightgown.
Mm.
Um, then I'll go. Oh, this is tough.
We're between grave
Yeah,
and licking
the,
the,
the
the the aftermath of a bathtub scene.
what I would like to also call it is tub thumping.
Tub thumping. Okay, that's got
Yeah,
to be something.
like tub thumping. Well, it's the name of that song from the late '90s, early 2000s. Tub thumping. Dancing the night away. Had a vodka drink. Had a whiskey drink. Had a time of nap. Had some come out of a tub. So tub
Mhm.
thumping.
Tub
Uh,
thumping.
that's the name. Okay. I think I'm gonna go.
Chumbawamba. I get
That's
knocked
it.
down. That's what it was.
That's who it is. I'm gonna marry the tub. This is only once, and then it's gone. But then, like, I think I kill the grave. I mean, you're going. You're what you said about it being in the ground. Yes, for sure. The other thing is, it's like you then did it with dirt, and like you getting stuck in there. If there's a little bit of dirt and mud, and it just your tears, and it just that's a brutal UTI, man. That's like 3 gallons of cranberry juice.
Yeah, and he got worms in there. If he's not circumcised, he's coming out with an earthworm wrapped around his
Yeah.
earth.
He's sticking his worm around the worms. What the hell?
What are you doing? Are you passing a stone? No, a ladybug.
Lady. Oh,
Oh,
well, I just ruined a mole's day.
that's one way to hunt for moles.
Yeah. He's the
Don't worry,
mole's
just
like
aerating the lawn.
the mole's like, I don't really see anything because I can't, but I sure can smell it.
Yeah. Oh, it smells like blood.
Sounds like it smells like he was tub thumping.
It was tub thumping in the episode.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Is that one are you gonna would you watch it again?
I would watch it again, and I would probably, I would more so watch the people. It's kind of like going through Two Girls One Cup for the second time and watching people's reactions. So, like, I know the stuff that I like,
Sure.
and then I know stuff I can look away and look at them.
Okay. Totally fair. Good pull. I don't think I would ever think to compare Two Girls, One Cup to Saltburn, but that's what makes us the most unique Cincinnati Reds baseball podcast in the whole world.
We already compared it to Slippers earlier in the episode.
That's true. You're absolutely right. We're really on it.
Mm-hmm.
But you also watched Oppenheimer, you said, right?
Yeah, I watched Oppenheimer. It was great. It was one of those like fantastic movies that I will never watch again. Like it has nothing to do with the length. Like you're watching all these great actors put on amazing performances. It's like watching a bunch of like people do guitar solos. It's like, yes, this is technically extremely sound, but like after a while, I gotta have something I can dance to, get involved with,
Yeah.
I want to see somebody put their dick in a grave. Chew on to. Like it was great. And it's also like I do love those actors. The main dude from Peaky
Cillian
Blinders.
Murphy.
Yeah. It was one of those movies where it's all very breathy, when they all are delivering their lines. It's all coming and going really weirdly. But a fantastic movie, great. But I'd be good to never watch it again. What about you?
I loved it when I saw it in theaters. I saw it on IMAX, and I was just like, oh, the whole time.
That would be cool to see. That's a movie I wanted to see it in theaters. We did just set up we got like this Bluetooth like sound bar thing we set up, which it was pretty cool initially, just finally having like a nice like sound system. It was good, but movies, that would have been awesome.
Ooh, yeah, it was. So we did the Barbenheimer, where we went and saw Oppenheimer, then we saw Barbie, and so it was like great combo. The one thing that I'm very proud of myself for when we went and saw it at the theaters is I wore my Hiroshima Carp t-shirt.
Yeah. Oh, Billy, did anybody just point at you like, oh,
great. Nope. No one got it.
Oh my goodness, Billy.
And then I was wearing my Team Japan hat too that I have. And dude, I got nothing. And then I even put it on Instagram on like my story. Nothing. I'm like, are we really doing this right now? No one's picking up what I'm putting down. Do we not know what Oppenheimer's about, or are we confused from the shirt and the hat that says Japan?
It was a spoiler alert, Billy. I'm not upset with you.
Yeah.
What Fat Boy and Little Man was all about.
Well, it's crazy. Oppenheimer and Saltburn do have one thing in common, and it is a tub scene.
Oh yeah, they do. That and they had like kind of like these weird. It felt like they forced a couple of those scenes, but like I understood. I don't know, man. I'm just nitpicking a great movie now.
Yeah, you are, because it's probably gonna win Best Picture. I mean,
oh yeah,
I thoroughly enjoyed Oppenheimer, but I mean, at this point, I scroll through TikTok and it's just clips from Oppenheimer. So I'm like, I'm still getting bits and pieces of it all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I'm never going to have to sit down and watch it again. I can just open TikTok, swipe from like, a thirst trap thing that's recommended for me, just some lady in the ocean, like jiggling her shoulders to then just a scene of Cillian Murphy just being like, what if we could do
it? Yeah, we don't have enough time to process anything for nostalgia anymore. It's just constantly thrown right back in like an entire loop right back in our faces. Like I probably saw like 20% of Oppenheimer before I even saw it.
For sure.
With the amount of like clips and stuff. But no, it was a great movie. Cillian Murphy, if that's how you fumble his name, he's awesome.
He's incredible. Well, and they announced they're going to film the Peaky Blinders movie this year. So,
oh, it's going to be a movie?
They're going to make a movie. Yeah.
So
we'll see him around still. My weekend was good. What had Ben Johnson and Ronaldo. I forget Ronaldo's last name because I never asked.
Jenkins?
Sure.
No, that's way off.
No, yeah, Ronaldo from St. Louis. They came and stayed. They got here Thursday, then they stayed Friday, Saturday, left Sunday. We had a great time, man. And now we have a Cardinals guy we can talk to, which gross, but We
Yeah.
need to do it.
Yeah, they're each funny dudes. I got to see both them and you at a Chameleon. It's fun.
Yeah, we all had good sets that night too.
Mhm. Yeah, they did really well.
Mm-hmm.
We all did.
We all did. We all had a humdinger. We had a real hootenanny of a time.
What else did you do, Billy? Did you got anything else?
Um, Friday. What did I do Friday? Oh, I went up to the Alicia got a new car. She bought a new
Okay.
car. So after work, she went at 6 to go to the car dealership, test drive and all that stuff. And she's like, "Oh, it'll only take an hour, right?" And I was like, "We're going to be here till 9 o'clock."
Yeah, it's an hour at least of signing papers.
Oh, it's awful. Then they make you wait. They're like, "Oh yeah, no, we got to check this one thing real quick." And they go up. I'm pretty sure they just go up and they just like go up to the top room and then just like, I don't know, eat Vicodin and drink coffee
Yeah.
and then just talk shit about us. And
Yeah.
then just come back downstairs 20 minutes later just to like torture us and be like, "So have you thought of have you checked on we got to check one more thing." And then they go back up and you're like, "Come on, does it really need to take this long?" And then
Wear
you
down
give
your will, get you in separate rooms, get you each to agree to different things. Oh man, it's tortured. It's strategic.
It's very, I agree that it totally is. And then like when they separated us, they put me up in this office where they turned the lights off and they made me lay on this desk and then they put a rag over my face and just started waterboarding me.
Yeah, that's fun. Like it's like who's in my mouth, that game.
Who's in my mouth? Oh wow, that's a real big key fob.
I know, right? Everyone's a winner.
Yeah, when did they add hair to this?
What'd she
Um,
get, by the way?
she got 2021 Honda Accord hybrid,
Nice.
48 miles to the gallon. So you can, and I was totally wrong. We were not there for 3 hours. We were there for almost 3.5 hours.
Oof. Yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah, they want to screw you and it's going to be a long process. That's awesome. Accords are great cars.
Yeah. So now we're a 100% Honda family. And then hung out with friend of the pod, Tyler Snipes, went to the Mexican Barrel, El Barril, got some Mexican food. Then Saturday, watched football all day. Sunday, watched football all day. It was a great weekend of NFL. It was, we had 3.5 excellent games. And then we had the second half of the Ravens Texans game. But I was very happy considering last weekend, they were mostly blowouts. So finally getting the product right. So
Yeah, those games were wild, dude. That Bills game, I watched all that.
dude, that was insane. I don't understand. Dude, how crazy was it when they went for it on fourth down? When they did the fake punt?
That just seemed entirely unnecessary on their side of the field. It's like you're just going to give them points. And then if it wasn't for that wildly improbable touchback where he knocked it out, where it just squibbed out and forward and out of the end zone. I mean, how often do you see that play happen like that? That was crazy. Two very plays you just don't see in a playoff game happen all in succession of each other with a handful of plays.
Absolutely bonkers, dude. And like they said, oh, there was one less man on the field. So what? Hunt it. You have Josh Allen. Come on. What are you doing here? And did you see who it was that got the ball that like took it and ran?
Damar Hamlin.
Yeah. I'm like, what?
I didn't realize that until later.
Yeah. What are we doing here? We're going to give the guy who almost died the ball?
Yeah. This isn't angels in the outfield, man. He might literally die. Don't let him do that.
Don't hand it off to him. Literally the guy who's like a third of the size of your quarterback, Josh Allen, who's like, let's give it to the guy with the weak heart. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, dude. It wasn't like a short one either. That was crazy.
And then the wide right again. I mean, poor Buffalo.
Yeah, that's a bummer. And of course it happens to like this Disney team that just seems to be destined to always win. So it's rough. It's harsh, but it was an amazing game.
It was great. All of them. That was a great game too. I mean, they feel like the 21 Bengals. They feel like a team of destiny.
Yeah.
And that pick at the end with Baker was just so heartbreaking. A guy who's on a redemption tale, and then he's slinging it, having the game of his career, 344 passing yards, and then it comes down to one last drive, and he just chucks it to the wrong dude.
Couldn't believe it, man. Like you thought, like, wow, he's gonna get it like pretty close here. It's gonna be like come down to the last few seconds, and then nope, he just like did not throw it to the right person. Got it picked off there.
Yeah.
But man, awesome for Detroit.
It was awesome. It was fantastic. So yeah, I'm excited for the AFC NFC Championship Sunday. It's gonna be a nice day where I'm firmly planted on my couch with some Toppers pizza, maybe some La Rosas. Who knows? Who knows what I'm feeling that day? You know?
So, man.
Do it. Oh, I went to Camp Washington Chili on Saturday.
Oh yeah, showing the St. Louis boys the rounds.
I did, and I made a new little burger.
Oh my goodness, lay it on me.
So they have it. I'm gonna eventually cut it up and post it this week, but I made a video. So they have a chili cheeseburger, of course, and then I added bacon, and then I added Grippos on top of it.
That seems extremely tasty.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
We gotta. She said once I post it, we gotta come up with a name for it so I can be added to another item added to the secret menu. So shout out Maria at Camp Washington Chili.
The Crunchy Billy.
Ooh,
Crunchy Billy chili.
Crunchy Billy chili.
Crunchy Billy.
Silly Billy's Crunchy Chili.
Billy's Crunchy. Chili Willy. Billy Silly. Write it on the board.
Yeah, right on the board. Put it on the board. Yes. Silly Billy. But yeah, so I had a great weekend. And then when this drops on Tuesday morning, I will be on a plane to Las Vegas. So
yeah, you will.
Yeah, I will, buddy.
You'll be doing some sports stuff there?
Yeah, I'm gonna do In the Clutch, baby. In the Clutch trade show. InTheClutch.com for your MLB PA needs. Promo code Nasty Boys. Get 10% off. Hoo-hoo. There's about to be a drop.
You're gonna be a degenerate little gambler while you're out there?
Come on, dude. We're staying right by the biggest sports book in Vegas.
Really?
One of them. It's the biggest indoor one anyway. It's like the Westgate, dude. It's huge. There's like 300 TVs. You get like a little mini desk so you can set up. You know? Yeah. Oh, dude, it is DGen heaven.
Hell yeah, man!
Can't wait.
I'm excited for you.
Thanks, pal. I'm excited. Hopefully I come back in one piece, and I still have my watch on my wrist, and I haven't pawned it for more cash to just.
Yeah, if you break even, that means you won.
Yeah, well, last year I came back with like $500. So.
Nice, good job.
No, that's not true. I won $500.
Yeah.
And then I lost.
That's what happened.
Yeah, no, I won $550, and then I came back.
Came back with mouth sores.
I came back with mouth sores. I came back with athlete's foot.
In my mouth.
In my mouth. I just spraying tough actin in there. I came back with like $50, but
nice.
It happens. So I'm very excited. It's gonna be a good time. So yeah. And then now it's I guess you know what? It's January 23rd when people are watching this. So I guess we have to talk about what happened with baseball. And let me tell you, not a lot has happened.
It's the off season. It's cold. We're going through a bit of a slow period.
Yeah, a little bit. But you know what? We gave you enough fodder up top to be like, you know what? These guys, they know what they're doing. The MLB.com is in the process of releasing the top 10 prospects by position right now. And the Reds have two guys on each of the positions. How about that?
Pretty cool.
They have Rhett Lauder for the right-handed pitcher spot on this list. He's number 6. And then for second base, we have Carlos Jorge at 10.
That's awesome.
They expect Rhett Lauder to be up in the bigs this year. And Carlos Jorge, they expect him to be up in 2025. I mean, Rhett Lauder is one we've expected. As soon as the Reds drafted him, he slid right into the top 5 of prospects organizationally. He's a guy that we've talked about with a very, very low floor. But a little lower of a ceiling. You know what you're going to get from him: an elite slider with elite control. Nothing that's going to jump out at you like Hunter Green does with like 104 mile an hour fastball. But he does have he rates with a very good slider and command. I mean, it's going to be great. And it's a quick turnaround. It's not like you were getting a 19-year-old kid you're kind of just hoping for. This guy came from college. He got his degree, and now he's going to come play professional baseball for the Cincinnati Reds. And when they say 2024, I expect 2024 for sure. I can see it. But that also means that some things have gone wrong, or he's been so good that they can't ignore him anymore.
Right. I'm excited about him. I do, like you say, I do think we will see him in 2024. Hopefully it's for the latter, which you described there, with that he's just doing so remarkably well. But yeah, hearing that he's already got, coming through college, has some nice competitive experience, as well as already is known for his control. That's amazing. So I'm very stoked to see that he's that high up on the prospect list.
Me too. And then Carlos Jorge, he's at second. He played a lot of time down in Dayton. But what's interesting with him, when he was in Dayton and Sarasota, he floated between second and center field. Guy can spray it. Guy's got a good hit tool and power. Love to see it. And I love the idea of him playing center field. That way, he comes along, he'll be up in the bigs next year, and, plug him where you need him, and anywhere in that outfield, or, somewhere he can play in the infield. But the problem is with the infield, you have so many good infielders, you got a log jam, and especially with Edwin Arroyo right around the corner.
Yeah, and him being a young dude on this very young team, low end of the totem pole, I can definitely see him just saying yeah to playing center field. I mean, do anything he can to stay on this team that's already projected to be pretty hot coming into the season. So yeah, that's another pretty cool thing. But definitely he's going for the logjam positions. But center field, that's still up for grabs, especially with a rotating core of 4 or 5 guys out there.
Yeah, and who knows? I mean, TJ Friel, maybe he gets to the point where defensively Carlos and with his stick, Carlos Jorge is just mashing, and they go, well, I guess we got to move TJ to a corner position, corner in outfield, because TJ, fantastic season last year. One of the reasons we're also so excited for this season. So it's interesting, but that's a 2025 problem when we're looking at our 2024 Reds. The rest of the list comes out Friday, 7 p.m. on MLB Network. So of the top 100 prospects in Major League Baseball, and I assume we're probably going to see 6 or 7 red legs on that list.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
Yes, it is exciting.
It is. It is something exciting to talk about in January. No, Rhett Lauder and having another guy in the middle there coming up with 10 Carlos. That's huge. That's something that just shows we still got like a continuous flow of young talent coming up to the bigs.
And you know what? If we even have more guys on this list, we got a log jam. It's like, man, they're going to be here 3 or 4 more years. Guess what? That's trade capital, baby.
Yeah, you can trade them, let them simmer in the minors. That's great. So this is awesome stuff to see. It's some of the stuff we might not see, but it's just happening on the back burner.
Yeah, it's coming up. Like we said last week, time capsule. Close it, put it outside. This time you don't have to wait as long. Or you could just pick your butt up and go up to Dayton, go down to Louisville. If you're feeling a little naughty, go down to Chattanooga. Yeah. Ain't no wrong little road trip. So very exciting stuff. The Pittsburgh Pirates made a move today. The Pittsburgh Pirates.
To you. I got to plug in my laptop.
No, you're good. I'll just host it with me and Johnny and the other boys staring back at me. Just want to let some of these ghosts know. The Pittsburgh Pirates went and signed Aroldis Chapman, 1 year, $10.5 million.
I didn't expect that.
I didn't either. No clue.
That's good for them. A little bit.
It's good for them.
I didn't expect that, but that is something to be a little concerned about if you're a Reds fan, because they could potentially. We've seen Aroldis Chapman throw against us before. He does throw for the vengeance, and he's a guy that could steal some innings and win a game. So that is something. If we're going to play him a lot, it makes him a tougher competitor in the division.
Yeah, it makes you kind of hope you play him after the trade deadline, because he's pitching to get out of there at that point.
Mhm.
He's pitching a couple months, he kills it, then he gets moved and gets moved to the deadline. And basically, when you think about it, the Pirates are paying $10.5 million or half of the salary this year to go and get a prospect from somebody. I wouldn't be shocked if there was a bonus built into the contract. If he gets traded, he gets like another $1 million or something, or a relocation bonus, 500,000. Wouldn't be shocked if that's in there. But say the Pirates get the lead on you and you go 8th inning Chapman, 9th inning Keller. That's kind of lethal, man.
Yeah, it definitely shortens the game.
Not only shortens it, but boy, that's how you slam the door. That's a sneaky good back end. Of course, it's still the Pirates, and that means they have to take a lead into the 8th inning.
Sure.
So who knows? Why did I say Keller? That's not their closer. Mitch Keller is a starter. Who am I thinking of? That's silly. I'm wrong. I am thinking of. Well, I shouldn't have typed Pirates closer. That was stupid. Because now it's just all Chapman articles. Yeah, Mitch Keller is their ace. I'm thinking of relief pitcher. David Bednar. Duh. Stupid. David Bednar is their closer, who was an all-star last year.
Mhm.
Mm,
Yeah.
yep. That's
That is exciting news for Pirates fans. Chapman, he's an entertaining player, to say the least. And
yeah.
if you're not careful, I mean, the Reds played well against teams that had great records, and sometimes played below average against teams that had below average records. So Pirates are a great team to sleep on. You kind of doze off there, and all of a sudden they push a couple runs across the plate to 7th, and all of a sudden Aroldis Chapman's coming in. So yeah, that they could potentially steal a couple games from you if
Yeah. I mean, they only finished like 8 games under 500. Like they weren't as bad as the Cardinals, which is just, dude. I was listening to another baseball podcast today. While listening, they were talking about how the division is the Cardinals to lose. I'm like,
it's
don't
an
you?
old thought.
It's a yeah. Did you not see what happened last year?
Yeah, they haven't really done much to change things, and it just seems to be like the Reds are one of the stronger teams in the division, clearly, and are seemingly getting better and on a rise here. So I don't understand. It's just like they got their St. Louis blinders on, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, I get it that they made moves. They brought in Kyle Gibson, they brought in Lance Lynn, and they brought in Sonny Gray, which the Sonny Gray signing, that's their one, no doubt. But I mean, you're telling me that you're expecting bounce backs from Kyle Gibson and Lance Lynn? I mean, last time Lance Lynn pitched in a game, he gave up back to back to back to back homers in the NLDS. You're telling me he's just going to forget about this and walk out and be like, you know what? I'm back in my Cardinals uniform. I'm fine. And that's like going to be the S on his chest and he's just going to be good to go.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to bounce back with his career. So he's on the down end, pitching. So
yeah, I just don't buy it. So that's other stuff for a later date. And we'll see if I'm proven correct here in a few months. Oh, we're so far, but we're so close.
it's getting there.
It's getting there. One thing we haven't talked about yet that I was like, you know what a perfect time to talk about it. 2024 rule changes.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, pal. They the biggest thing is that they widen the base paths. They widen, the base paths to first and third.
That's because baseball players have gotten fatter. That's why they've done it.
They called it the Rowdy Tellez rule.
The Roberto Colon rule.
Yeah. We were waiting for Dan Vogelbach to get signed, but in the meantime, we'll just make it easier for him.
Yeah, you must fit 2 Dan Vogelbachs.
That's the rule. It's not like they take out like a 3-foot ruler or a 3-foot tape measure. They're just like, hey, Dan, come here. Stand to the right. Okay.
Just lay him down and rolling over it.
He's like, look at me. I'm like a powdered donut.
That's what they use like in the replays and like the things that just show him like a diagram.
If two Daniels touch while running down the first base path, not wide
Holding
enough.
hands.
Fat guy in a little baseline.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is a new rule, and it seems to be like one of those just weird things that has just always been a part of baseball. Then it's like, yeah, I guess it does make sense to change. I like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
yeah, it just totally checks out. It's like, oh, less collisions at home. We can like actually give right-handed batters a little bit, or right-handed batters a little bit more room to run. It just makes sense. Less injury. Anything that you say gives me less injuries, I'm all for.
And it does seem to come up like every once in a while where there's this lack of distinction with the base path, and so it's just it perpetually was always like an unclear thing. So I mean, this is I think a step in clarifying that.
Agreed, 100%. See, we like
Or
it.
the Vogelbach rule.
The Vogelbach
The
rule.
Vogelbach rule.
The Danny Burgers rule.
Danny Burgers. You might be
Uh,
able to do a potato sack race in between the base paths.
Someone described the rule. I forget the writer's name, and I apologize for not quoting the writer. The simplicity of dirt good, grass bad will make an easier evaluation by umpires. Is that like a Confucius rule? Dirt good, grass bad.
I think it's just one of those things of just always wanting to have a definitive thing, a line, an angle, something like that that just isn't there. And I think that was just kind of like one of those not said rules, but like an idea.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That will get us closer to away from that, and will be a thing of the past.
Let's hope, baby. A few of the rules. Pitching changes. If a new pitcher steps onto the warning track with less than 2 minutes remaining on the inning break clock, the clock will reset to 2 minutes rather than 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Inning breaks that contain a pitching change average 2 minutes and 35 seconds in 2023. Broadcasters are only guaranteed 2 minutes of commercial time.
And if that doesn't decide it, there will be a water slide race to determine.
Yeah.
It's less complicated than what it sounds reading it out loud.
Yeah, it's just at that point, it's just like, why don't we have a zip line?
Yeah.
We need.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you just be like, yeah, no, I'm not just here for the zip line. I do want to pitch. No, I mean that sounds confusing. It is. It isn't. It's just, hey, get out there. And you know what? This is something that happens, and if you think about it, it's like we're really just trying to wring out any dead time whatsoever. And you're gonna save basically you're saving 35 seconds for something that happens 6 times a game, right? Basically 5 or 6 times a game. So let's just say 6.
I wonder if it's something where they're trying to get ahead of, like, how they have like walk up like music now for like the closers and things. And they're just having really long, like, it's like, dude, we cannot have a 5.5 minute trumpet solo. You need to get out there and pitch.
That's how much time they're saving. No shit. When you said 3.5. Yeah.
Get it out of here, baby. You're dead time.
Dead egg. You scram.
Get out of here. I'm cool with it.
Yeah. Anything that gives me less Burger King commercials on board.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whatever. I mean, I don't think that's one that's going to affect. It's just a very small rule. It's not anything that's going to truly change that much of the pace of the game. If they do find 3.5 minutes after this and they figure it out, like, cool. But I mean, is 3.5 minutes really going to matter when it comes down to games that have been 2 hours and 35 minutes, 2 hours and 45 minutes?
No.
And we'll see. We'll see even if it does that much. This one's interesting. Circumvention. The pitch clock operator, known as the field timing coordinator, will now restart the clock after a dead ball, such as a foul ball. When the pitcher has the ball and is ready to resume, there will no longer be a requirement for the pitcher to be on the mound, removing the pitcher's ability to delay the start of the clock by walking around the edge of the mound.
Yeah, I guess it just takes kind of that element out of the pitcher's hand of being
Yeah,
able to do that. I'm
yeah.
still processing this one. That's
So,
zeroing.
so basically, what they're saying is they're like, "Hey, man, we knew pitchers were taking advantage of the rule, knowing that there wasn't anything stopping them from having to get back on the mound to start the clock again. We caught you. Let's move it along."
Mm-hmm.
Because as you watched, games did get a little bit longer as people found loopholes, which is what baseball has been since the beginning. It's like, how do we find holes in the rules that we can get a slight advantage? This was one of them. And they were like, hey, man, don't do that anymore. Let's go. We have dinner reservations.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
I'm fine with it. And that's not a thing that's going to like, that if that's something that's going to like tax the pitcher with like that could maybe cause an injury down the line, which is a lot of what people were worried about with injuries with the pitch clock in general. But you know what? That's not one of them. That's not going to be one of them at all. Now, this one I think is the most interesting, and I think it's my favorite one of the whole thing. Batter faced requirement. A pitcher sent to warm up for an inning must face at least one batter in addition to any requirements under the 3-batter minimum rule. MLB found 24 instances in 2023 of a pitcher warming up between innings and getting replaced before throwing a pitch, adding approximately 3 minutes of dead time per event. There were 2 such instances during the World Series.
That's crazy. So a pitcher is warming up in the bullpen,
on
and
the field.
wow.
Oh yeah, I mean Dave Roberts did it all the time. Like I think I'm trying to remember what year it was. I think it was like 2019 or 2021, maybe 2018. But like they announced the starter goes out, and then and this is the playoffs. Batter goes up to get into the box. Ump calls time. Dave Roberts walks out, pulls that guy, puts in a different pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
So that way they'd have to start a different lineup.
Okay.
And you see it all the time, the back and forth of like, they're like, oh, we got the lefty warming up. We got the lefty who's been called in going on the mound, and then they make the switch and pull the guy off the bench. The hitter is like, oh man, I mash lefties. And then as soon as he steps in the box, they call time, go out, go to the bullpen, bring in the righty, get that guy out. That element of gamesmanship has now been eliminated.
Yeah, it's just another thing, like you said, a loophole. But the game and people will find a way to kind of extract more things and pry away at some other stuff. I mean, it's another thing where I badmouthed so many of the rule changes initially, and then seeing them in practice, I was like, you know what, this is actually a lot better. So, I mean, we'll see on this one here. I think it'll improve things, but I don't know.
I love that rule change because it immediately, like when it said 3 minutes of dead time, yeah, that is one that truly slows down the game, and it's just kind of bullshit. You watch it happen, and it's like, oh great, here we go. Here comes this coxman walking out of the dugout. We gotta make the switch. Just go. I gotta outsmart you, and I'm like, no, this feels like cheating.
Yeah, it's almost like icing a kicker, but beyond that, you're just causing a disruption to like a play and giving. It feels like it goes beyond the sportsmanship of it.
Yeah, it totally goes beyond it because it goes beyond it because then your pure intention is to fuck your opponent.
And
And
not
it's
in
like,
an athletic way or really like an intelligent way. Just like, hey, this has just been a loophole in the rules that people just get to do, and until
yep,
it's fixed, it's just going to keep happening.
nana nana boo boo, I'm smarter than you. That's what it feels like every time that happens.
Yeah. We're gonna do it.
We're
We
doing
did
it. Yeah, we're gonna empty your bench just because you can't do anything about it. And it does favor the offense. And guess what? Offense is sexy. It's what gets people to watch. So I'm all for it. I like all of these rule changes. I'm a big fan in moving forward. Great. Speed up anything to speed up the game and to create more offense and to keep people safe. I'm all for it.
Yeah, and these aren't like physically changing besides the base path. None of these are actually changing the game itself. It's just the pace of play, really,
Yeah.
and avoiding a few things. But yeah, it's not changing much.
Yeah.
For the worse. I think these will be enhancements.
I do too. I do too. Keep it moving. And lastly, Josh Hader isn't going to be pitching in the National League this year for the first time in his career. Josh Hader, 5 years, $95 million to the Houston Astros. Gross.
Boo.
I hate it.
Yeah. That's a bummer.
It's a bummer. And like, I just didn't understand. Like, you have Ryan Presley. Josh Hader isn't going to pitch the 8th. So, like, you're going to bump a guy who was killing it to be your closer this season. I don't know. It seems foolish. And that's a lot of money for a closer. It's a lot of money for a guy who's going to pitch 1 inning.
Yeah, it is. And, the Astros are a team that can afford that. But, yeah.
Ugh. It's like the most they've spent on a free agent in a long time.
Yeah.
So they're feeling it. They're feeling it. That's what happens when the Texas Rangers come back and win the whole thing, baby.
Yeah, man.
So it's a bummer. Josh Hader, Houston, gross, but at least he's out of the NL. He's not in our division anymore. We still only just, so whatever. Let's round third and head for home. What do you got coming up, bud?
I have this Wednesday, I'll be at Bananas, still a little set there. And then I will be in Frankfurt on February 3rd at JK's Comedy Club. It's a new place. I'll be headlining there if they're still up and running. And also, if you'll be in Louisville, January 28th, I'll be hanging out with Mike Cronin doing a little guest spot at the Louisville Comedy Club.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, what do you got, buddy?
So Tuesday through Saturday morning, I'll be in Las Vegas at the trade show. Then Saturday night, 2 shows at Chameleon. Come on out. Get your tickets at Bombs Away Comedy. Not Chameleon, sorry. Comet. Fuck, it's easy to confuse those two.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, they started that back up again?
They started back up? Yeah, man. No, Comet. Good thing I caught it there. Boy, howdy. Yeah, nope. 2 shows at Comet. BombsAwayComedy.com. Get your tickets. I'm opening for Simon Taylor. Very funny gentleman who's been on The Tonight Show. Heard of it? And come check that out. That's the one I'll plug right now. So let's do our thank yous and goodbyes. Thank you to Sports Drink for hosting the audio of this podcast. We appreciate it. Thank you to In the Clutch. New Nasty Boys, all caps, 10% off. And thank you, Chris, for coming on Zoom and hobnobbing around about the Red Legs.
It was a great time, man. The Zoom is fun. It's a good way to avoid being on the roads. We don't want to have an IL coming up here, getting ourselves injured before the season starts. So, yeah, man, it was a pleasure having you and the rest of Nasty Nation over here.
Yes, it was a true delight. Rip a fart for me in the fart dungeon.
Been doing it the whole time.
That's what I love to hear. And thank you for watching and listening. And as always, go Red Legs.
Go Red Legs.